You are sitting in the doctor's office. A tight cuff is squeezing your arm. The machine beeps. The nurse looks at the screen and frowns. 150/90, she says. The doctor walks in, looking very serious. He tells you that your blood pressure is dangerously high. He tells you that your arteries are under immense pressure, and if you do not fix this immediately, you are a walking time bomb. You could suffer a massive stroke or a fatal heart attack at any moment. He hands you a prescription for a beta blocker or an ACE inhibitor. And then, he gives you the ultimate, universally accepted medical command: you must completely stop eating salt. Go on a strict, low-sodium diet immediately. You go home terrified. You throw away your salt shaker. You start eating boiled chicken, steamed broccoli, and bland, tasteless food. You take your pill every morning. But a few months later, something is terribly wrong. You stand up from your chair, and the room suddenly spins violently. You have to grab the wall to stop yourself from falling. Your legs feel incredibly heavy. You are constantly exhausted. Your hands and feet are freezing cold. And most terrifyingly, you feel a deep, heavy brain fog that makes it hard to concentrate or remember simple words. You tell your doctor about the dizziness and the exhaustion. He smiles and says, "That means the medication is working. Your pressure is down." I am here today to tell you that this is not a victory. This is a biological catastrophe. You are not protecting your heart, you are chemically engineering the collapse of your cardiovascular and neurological systems. Welcome to Senior Health. I am Dr. Kim. Today, we are embarking on a monumental, 50-minute masterclass that will completely shatter everything you have ever been told about your heart, your blood vessels, and the food on your plate. We are going to expose the salt myth, the most scientifically bankrupt, dangerous, and profitable medical lie of the last century. We will dive deep into the true biochemistry of your blood to show you exactly why a low-sodium diet is starving your brain and increasing your risk of heart failure. We will reveal the real, hidden culprits that are actually destroying your arteries. And, as always, we will unlock the profound, ancient wisdom of Korean traditional medicine to explain why your kidneys desperately need true, unrefined salt to sustain your life force. If you are currently taking blood pressure medication, if you force yourself to eat tasteless, low-sodium food, or if you live in fear of a stroke, you must stay with me and listen to every single word of this presentation. Do not turn this video off. Your independence and your life depend on understanding this truth. But before we expose the massive low-sodium disaster, if you are serious about taking complete control of your longevity, click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Here at Senior Health, we combine the brilliant discoveries of modern biochemistry with the ancestral wisdom of Eastern healing. We give you the unvarnished truth that the commercial medical system refuses to tell you. And I want to know who is joining our community of truth seekers today. If you are ready to learn the real secret to perfect blood pressure, type the number 1 in the comments right now. If not, type 0. Your engagement is what allows us to reach and save more seniors just like you. Let us begin by understanding the absolute, fundamental biology of salt. The medical establishment has conditioned you to view salt as a poison. But let me ask you a very simple question. When you go to the hospital in a state of emergency, when you are dehydrated, weak, or dying, what is the very first thing the emergency room doctors do to save your life? They stick a needle in your arm and pump you full of an 4 drip. What is in that 4 bag? Is it pure water? Is it a pharmaceutical drug? No. It is saline. It is salt water. Sodium is not a poison. It is an absolutely essential, critical electrolyte. Your body is an electrical machine. Every single time your heart beats, every single time a neuron fires in your brain to access a memory, and every single time you contract a muscle to walk up the stairs, it requires an electrical charge. That electrical charge is generated by the exchange of sodium and potassium across your cell membranes. Without sodium, there is no electricity. Without electricity, you are dead. When you go on a strict, low-sodium diet as a senior citizen, you are physically draining the battery of your body. Your brain cells cannot communicate properly, which is exactly why you experience severe brain fog and memory loss. Your muscles cannot contract forcefully, which is why your legs feel weak and heavy. But the most dangerous impact of a low-salt diet happens to your blood volume. Sodium acts like a biological sponge. It holds water inside your blood vessels. When you drastically reduce your salt intake, your body cannot hold on to water. You excrete it all out through your urine. As a result, your overall blood volume drops significantly. Your blood literally becomes thicker, more viscous, like syrup. Now, imagine your heart as a pump trying to push thick syrup through thousands of miles of tiny, microscopic blood vessels in your brain and your eyes. It is incredibly difficult. Because your blood volume has dropped so low, when you stand up from a chair, gravity pulls the blood down to your legs, and there is not enough pressure to push it back up to your brain. This is a condition called orthostatic hypotension. It causes massive, violent dizziness. You lose your balance. You fall. Remember what we discussed in our previous master classes. For a senior over the age of 70, a fall that results in a broken hip is often a fatal event. Millions of seniors are falling and shattering their hips every year, not because they are clumsy, but because their low-sodium diets and blood pressure pills are causing catastrophic dizziness. Furthermore, your body is highly intelligent. When it senses that your blood volume is dropping dangerously low due to a lack of salt, it panics. The kidneys release a powerful enzyme called renin, which triggers a cascade of stress hormones including aldosterone and adrenaline. Your body goes into emergency survival mode. These stress hormones violently constrict your blood vessels to try and keep the pressure up, and they skyrocket your heart rate. Yes, you heard that correctly. Restricting salt actually triggers a biological stress response that causes your blood vessels to clamp down and harden, which can eventually lead to heart failure. Massive, peer-reviewed studies published in the Journal of the American Medical Association have shown that populations with the lowest sodium intake actually have a significantly higher risk of cardiovascular death than those with moderate intake. You are starving yourself of flavor, you are making yourself dizzy, and you are increasing your risk of a heart attack. The salt myth is a total, undeniable failure. So, if salt is not the enemy, why do so many seniors have high blood pressure? What is actually causing the arteries to become stiff and rigid? The true enemy of your cardiovascular system is not salt. It is sugar, and the resulting biological nightmare known as insulin resistance. When you eat a breakfast of oatmeal, orange juice, toast, and jam, which the medical industry tells you is heart healthy, your blood is instantly flooded with massive amounts of glucose. To clear this toxic sugar out of your blood, your pancreas pumps out a massive wave of a hormone called insulin. If you do this every day for 40 years, your cells become numb to the insulin. You develop insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is the true silent killer. High levels of circulating insulin completely destroy the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels, called the endothelium. The endothelium is responsible for producing a miraculous gas called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the biological signal that tells your blood vessels to relax, open up, and let the blood flow smoothly. High insulin and high blood sugar literally paralyze the endothelium. It cannot produce nitric oxide. Your blood vessels become stiff, rigid, and permanently constricted. When you try to pump blood through a stiff, narrow pipe, the pressure skyrockets. That is high blood pressure. It is a symptom of vascular inflammation caused by sugar and refined carbohydrates, not by the salt shaker on your table. In Eastern medicine, this concept is understood with profound clarity. High blood pressure, especially the kind that leads to a stroke, is often diagnosed as liver yang rising or internal liver wind. In traditional Korean and Chinese physiology, the kidneys belong to the water element, and the liver belongs to the wood element. The water of the kidneys must nourish and cool the wood of the liver. When a senior is deeply depleted, when they lack the deep, mineral-rich essence of the kidneys, the water dries up. The liver loses its cooling nourishment. The liver energy becomes hot, hyperactive, and violently shoots upward to the head. This upward rushing of hot energy creates massive pressure in the skull, causing the face to turn red, severe headaches, dizziness, and ultimately, a stroke. How do you anchor this hyperactive liver wind? You must nourish the kidney water. And what is the specific flavor and substance that enters and nourishes the kidneys? It is salt. But here is the absolute most critical distinction you must make today. The medical industry is not entirely wrong when they say salt is dangerous. They are just talking about the wrong kind of salt. The white, powdery table salt you buy for $1 at the supermarket is a toxic, industrial chemical. It is heavily processed. It is heated to thousands of degrees. It is bleached white with chemicals. And it has every single trace mineral completely stripped away, leaving only pure, harsh sodium chloride, often mixed with aluminum anti-caking agents. Consuming industrial table salt is like drinking toxic bleach. It is highly inflammatory and deeply harmful to your cellular balance. But natural, unrefined, raw sea salt, like true Celtic sea salt or high-quality pink Himalayan salt, is a completely different biological substance. True sea salt contains over 82 vital trace minerals, including magnesium, potassium, calcium, and zinc, all in the exact, perfect proportions that match the mineral profile of human blood. When you consume a pinch of true Celtic sea salt, the magnesium in the salt instantly relaxes your blood vessels. The potassium balances the sodium, allowing the water to easily enter your cells for deep hydration, rather than pooling in your ankles and causing edema. Raw, unrefined salt is the ultimate medicine for your kidneys. It restores the deep electrical charge of your body, anchors the liver wind, and provides the exact raw materials your adrenal glands need to manage stress and lower your blood pressure naturally. This brings us to the second massive deception of the blood pressure industry: the potassium deficit. High blood pressure is rarely a problem of too much sodium. It is almost always a problem of far too little potassium. Potassium and sodium work on a biological seesaw. Sodium pulls water into the blood, and potassium pulls water into the cells, relaxing the arterial walls. Our hunter-gatherer ancestors consumed massive amounts of potassium from wild plants, and very little sodium. Their bodies were perfectly balanced. Today, the modern senior diet is entirely reversed. It is filled with heavily processed, packaged foods loaded with toxic, industrial sodium chloride, and contains almost zero potassium. You do not need to drastically cut your healthy salt. You need to drastically increase your potassium. When you flood your body with potassium, your blood vessels instantly relax, your kidneys effortlessly excrete any excess sodium, and your blood pressure drops like a stone, naturally and safely. This is the Dr. Kim Vascular Healing Protocol. This is the exact, step-by-step nutritional system to naturally reverse arterial stiffness, safely restore your blood volume, and rebuild your cardiovascular system from the inside out. Step 1. You must throw away the poison. Go into your pantry right now and throw away the white, industrial table salt. Throw away the processed frozen dinners, the canned soups, and the packaged crackers. These are loaded with toxic, chemical sodium that is destroying your endothelium. Step 2. You must acquire true, mineral-rich medicine. Purchase high-quality, unrefined Celtic sea salt or Baja Gold sea salt. You will know it is real because it is slightly gray, slightly wet, and clumps together. It is alive with ocean minerals. Every single morning, before you eat or drink anything else, take one small crystal of Celtic sea salt, place it on your tongue, let it dissolve, and drink a large glass of warm water. This simple, ancient practice instantly hydrates your cells, turns on your electrical system, and provides the magnesium your blood vessels desperately need to relax. It nourishes the kidney water and grounds the liver wind. Step 3. You must flood your body with potassium. You must dramatically increase your intake of high potassium, low sugar foods. The absolute best sources are dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, avocados, wild-caught salmon, and cruciferous vegetables. If you are struggling with high blood pressure, you must consume an avocado every single day. One avocado contains more than double the potassium of a banana, with absolutely none of the devastating sugar spike. It provides the exact mineral balance required to force your blood vessels to open wide. Step 4. You must stop the true cause of the stiffness. You must stop the sugar. You can eat all the Celtic salt and avocados in the world, but if you are still eating oatmeal, bread, pasta, and drinking fruit juice, you are still generating massive amounts of insulin. The insulin will continue to paralyze your endothelium. You must transition to a diet based on ancestral, anti-inflammatory fats, high-quality proteins, and above-ground vegetables. When you remove the sugar, the insulin drops. When the insulin drops, the inflammation in your arteries disappears, the nitric oxide flows freely, and your blood pressure naturally normalizes. Step 5. You must consult with your doctor intelligently. I am not telling you to flush your blood pressure medication down the toilet today. That is dangerous. Your body has adapted to the chemical suppression. What you must do is begin the Dr. Kim protocol. Change your salt. Increase your potassium. Cut the sugar. As your body heals and your blood vessels naturally relax, your blood pressure will begin to drop. You must monitor your pressure daily at home. When you see the numbers dropping, you must go to your doctor. Show them the data. Tell them you are feeling dizzy because your pressure is now too low, and demand that they work with you to slowly, safely taper off the beta blockers and diuretics that are stealing your energy and threatening your brain function. We have spent the last 50 minutes journeying through the incredible, dynamic, and heavily misunderstood world of the human cardiovascular system. You now understand the horrific reality of the salt lie. You know that restricting your sodium is draining your biological battery, thickening your blood, causing massive dizziness, and forcing your kidneys into a state of panic. You know that the medical industry has been treating the wrong villain for 50 years. You understand the absolute necessity of true, mineral-rich Celtic sea salt. You know that magnesium and potassium are the true master keys to relaxing your arteries and normalizing your pressure. You know the profound Eastern wisdom of the kidney water and the liver wind. You understand that true hydration and mineral essence are required to prevent the hot, explosive energy of a stroke. And you know that insulin resistance, driven by the healthy carbohydrates you eat every morning, is the true acid that is stiffening your blood vessels. Hearing this, you might feel a deep sense of betrayal. You might look at the bland, tasteless food you have forced yourself to eat for years and feel angry at a medical system that focuses on pharmaceutical management rather than biological healing. But I want you to replace that anger with absolute empowerment. You now possess the knowledge that 99% of the population does not have. You know how to actually heal your arteries. The choices you make starting today will determine whether you spend your 80s energized, vibrant, and clear-headed, or exhausted, dizzy, and dependent on a handful of pills to survive. The choice is yours, but it requires immediate action. Tonight, you will throw away the toxic white table salt. You will stop fearing flavor. You will order true, gray sea salt. You will stop poisoning your endothelium with morning sugar spikes. The human body is an absolute miracle of adaptation. Even if you have been on blood pressure medication for 20 years, your blood vessels retain the capacity to heal. The endothelium can regenerate. The nitric oxide can flow again. I want to hear from you right now. I want you to make a public commitment to your own heart. Are you willing to throw away your white table salt today? Are you brave enough to start eating avocados and taking a pinch of Celtic sea salt in the morning? Let me know in the comments section below. Do not be ashamed if you have been following the wrong advice. We were all misled by the massive pharmaceutical marketing machine. Claim your victory by writing down exactly what you are going to change about your diet today. Your courage to share might be the exact inspiration another senior needs to save themselves from a devastating fall. If this unprecedented, 50-minute masterclass opened your eyes, if it finally explained why you feel so dizzy and exhausted despite doing everything right, please hit the like button right now. Share this video with your spouse, your friends, and absolutely anyone you know who takes a blood pressure pill. You have the power to share the truth that can literally save their independence and their life. And most importantly, click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Here at Senior Health, we are building a massive, unstoppable community of seniors who refuse to be treated as fragile victims of a broken medical system. We are fighting back with profound biochemistry, ancient structural wisdom, and the absolute, uncompromising discipline to protect our vitality. Before you close this video, please type the number 1 in the comments if you commit to drinking 1 glass of warm water with a tiny pinch of real sea salt tomorrow morning. If not, type 0. Make the commitment to your own vascular health. Respect your blood vessels. Nourish your kidney water. Feed your body the true minerals it desperately needs. And never forget that your capacity for a strong, stable, and completely vibrant life is built from the inside out. I am Dr. Kim, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay wise, and stay strong.